always makes me laugh whenever I'm editing the front part out because I'm watching myself, knowing full well I'm going to edit myself later. It's such a weird experience because I've never edited videos before now,
That's hysterical.
and well, now I'm making videos, so I don't know. Like,
It's
you ever
like,
heard
hey,
of?
future self.
Yeah, it's like, hey, past Corey, I wish you did something different so I didn't have to edit this video. Here I
You
am.
should totally do that and then snip it all together.
Oh yeah, I thought about it, but I keep deleting them because I don't like
Oh,
looking at myself.
I mean, but yeah, but those are funny. Like the week that you don't know what to do, you just keep clipping them together. Be like outtakes, and then just beep
I thought
beep.
about putting something on TikTok like that.
Yeah.
Just like,
Oh, that'd be hysterical.
it'd be fun. Like all the weird stuff my guests do, or all the weird noises Patrick
Oh
does.
God.
Like he makes a whole bunch of like weird movements. So I was like, that goes on TikTok, and it'll be killing it. 'Cause he does weird stuff like he'll go like this, and
Yeah.
then he'll pause for a second. I'm like, that's a TikTok
Yes.
moment. Perfect.
Okay. I did notice that when I was watching the
Yeah.
other one.
He's awesome. He's a
I
weird guy.
liked him a lot.
You did?
And I also like the fact that I was the same age as him. So I wasn't like the oldest one
Oh,
here at the
yeah.
table. Even though I was technically the oldest one at the table.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm not really sure when I transitioned into that. I used to be the youngest one out of all my friends because my birthday's in August. Everyone else already had birthdays, so I was always the youngest one. Now I seem to be attracting all of the young people,
Young crowd.
the young psychology people.
Yeah,
some
that's
reason.
kind of crazy. If you're a psychologist, you can come work for Golden Lease. But
Apparently
not a
I
moment
need help.
before. Oh, okay.
Whatever works, right?
So I don't remember where we left off last time,
I don't either.
but
Talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about quality. I know we talked
Right.
about that. That seems to be a constant topic. I don't know where we ended.
okay. So I checked out. A Nerdscape is permanently closed.
I'm so
I'm
so
sad about that.
so many emotions on that.
The only thing they have open now is their Instagram. Right. So
They officially announced.
yeah, you check on Google. It says permanently closed.
Ugh.
Their Facebook is erased.
Okay.
It's gone.
I did notice that their hyperlink wasn't, but then I got distracted because that's what I do. I squirrel out a lot.
This is really good, by
That
the way.
kills me. Ooh, yeah.
That's delicious.
So this is chocolate coconut truffle. It's a black tea, but I love it. See, I feel like I don't really taste like the coconut hardcore. But if you're not a coconut fan, people instantly dismiss it.
Yep, I'm one of those.
Yeah.
I'm one of
See?
those.
Yeah,
But
see?
this is
And
so
you like
good.
it. It's subtle. So if you like this, then you'll also like the chocolate ginger bourbon. It's very similar without like that undertone of coconut, obviously. But I like the chocolate ginger bourbon more than I like the Kentucky bourbon. Tea, not alcohol.
You know what? That's true. But most things that say coconut or pineapple, I won't try it. But I trust you completely. So whatever on your menu, I'll try it at least once. And they've all been good. They've all been really good. And crazy enough, Potions has been my favorite tea I've bought.
That is
It's
hysterical.
smoky tea. It's delicious.
Yeah, at the tea tasting, I literally introduced it. I was like, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And it literally was like a 50-50 split. Like half the people loved it, half the people hated it. And I was like, I hate it because I don't like smoky. I like smoky in my barbecue, not smoking in my drink. So that's kind of how I felt on that. I can appreciate it because obviously I blended it. But yeah, I mean, it was perfect for potions because everything's always combusting,
Right.
in potions class. So.
I mean, smoky for a Potions is perfect anyway.
Right?
So I guess we'll talk about that before we get into the dark and dreary things that happen to Nerdscape.
Oh gosh.
Right. So I
I
kind
know,
of
so depressing.
can I show on the camera what your golden mug looks like?
Yeah.
So I've been working extremely hard.
You want to go get it?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll just go get it.
I'll rant while you're gone. I've been working extremely hard for. Oh yeah, I cannot wait. Oh, it is. Oh, did you complete the tea tasting?
I did the challenge, yes.
Hey, I guess you did. But
Although, yeah, so when you complete yours, we can have our teas in our mugs.
oh, permanently, I get a tea at my. Oh,
Yeah, you get your own.
oh my
Yeah,
God.
you'll just have to bring it back, or you can leave it here, and we can add it to the wall.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Oh wait, is that wall completed with winners?
No,
Oh,
no, that's display. Now, the original idea for that was for people to bring their own mug and leave it so that when they came, we could use their mug. Not that it's any different from, it was just a matter of like bringing a piece of home to
Right.
the shop,
It's a cool
essentially.
idea.
So, let me turn this
coolest mug of all time. It's really what got me into doing the tea tasting anyway.
on. Okay, I'm just gonna like.
Because I was gonna order white rabbits for
Yeah.
6 months straight.
Oh, that's
To be
terrible.
honest with you.
Listen.
So can you explain that whole process fully,
Oh,
like
yes.
the online version and the paper version?
Yes. I gotta get something else now too. Hold on.
I think there's 60, and I think I have 32 or 33 already, and it took me like, Chrissy counted, so I might be up to 34.
Yeah. Oh, you started in April.
Yeah,
And
it's
you've
been a
done
while.
pretty well. So this is the World Tea Club. And okay, yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Woohoo!
that works.
So we keep like 100 different types of tea in the shop, not including the magically inspired tea line that we have in the store, which is house blended, so you can't get it anywhere else, and the seasonal ones that we bring in for like the seasons or the holidays or anything like that. So there's quite a bit of teas on this like little brochure here. So the challenge is basically like a challenge accepted. And if anybody is a How I Met Your Mother fan, they know exactly what that means for the whole challenge accepted. So basically the challenge is you try 60 different teas in 12 months and you get one of those mugs. You also get a World Tea Club shirt, which I won't get up and go get, but it's super cool.
Well, I didn't know we got a shirt.
Yeah, you get one of the shirts right
Oh,
next to
man.
the mugs. So you get a mug. So the mug is everything about this is like my favorite thing. Like literally every little thing because I put a lot of thought and a lot of love and time into this. So our mugs come from Pyro Pottery, and they're out in Berea, and she is amazing. I literally, her work was fantastic. I actually looked into quite a few different potters, and her work just blew me away. And
You have her business card? I might have to get one.
I don't, but she's very easily to be found on social media. But I literally, she asked me what I wanted, and I really didn't know exactly what I wanted. Like I kind of had it up here, but I didn't know how to like dictate that. So I was just like, listen, here's my logo. Do what you want. I don't care. I just want it to resemble the logo. So our colors are very like brassy gold kind of, and so she made all of these cups. So we ordered, I think like a dozen cups from her, and they're all different. They all look the same, but they're all different. All like from themselves. So this is like a fire glaze or something. So when you look really closely at it, like you can see like the fire texture. Like I don't even know. I have zero knowledge on pottery. I did it when I was like, I don't know, 11, and it was really, really messy. And for somebody who likes messy, that's definitely the craft to go to. I used to like messy. I don't do that anymore. But this is just, I mean, it's just so cool. I mean, she put her little logo on it, and then our logo is on it, and it says Golden Leaves, World Tea Club. It's just, oh my gosh, it is so cool. It's just so cool.
I fell in love with the mug when I first saw it.
Yeah, I
We
get a lot of
collect
people who
mugs.
want to buy it.
Yeah, I was one of those people.
And I'm like, you can't buy it. And I almost feel like I'm kicking myself a little bit because for the amount of people who would buy it. But to be fair, this cost me a pretty penny,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
To sell this, I don't think people would pay the price to purchase this outright. I think the only way to appreciate it was by doing the challenge, you know, because then at that point you're like, you are getting something that nobody else has unless
Right.
they have completed the challenge. So that's the great thing about the mug. So the mug is like my favorite thing. And then the shirt literally looks like the brochure front. So it has, I mean, if we haven't figured out already, I'm a big Harry Potter nerd. So our World Tea Club is very loosely based on the Deathly Hollows, just because, you know, when you add tea to things, it tends to kind of just bring things together. So we did that with the logo and stuff. So that's like our logo for the World Tea Club. And you get a shirt that looks just like that logo. And then you also get 10% off every time that you come in afterwards.
With
you
the
just have
shirt
to-
on, or
No,
you don't
you
have to
can
wear
come in
shirt?
whenever. You don't have to wear the shirt. Frame it. I don't care. Wear it. I mean, it's a soft shirt.
Oh, I'm gonna wear it. I just wanted to know, like, to get the 10% off. Do you have to wear
No,
the
you don't have
shirt?
to wear the shirt. Although I am kind of trying to rethink that plan because I'm like, they need something. Y'all need something to be like. So I'm pondering that. Like, what am I gonna do? My golden circle is what I've established on that. But yeah, so you try 60 different teas. Now, when you do it on your own, like you are, you're doing it on your own. So you just come in, you get drinks, or you buy tea, and then we sign off on it. When you do it online, you're guaranteed to finish it, unless you do something silly and like take your card information off or some shiznick like that. But
No,
but
go
it
to
breaks
these.
down to 5 drinks a month. I mean, who's not getting 5 drinks a month somewhere else?
I'm not. I get 4 drinks every Saturday. And, you know, every Saturday for me, that's 4 a month. So I'm a little behind.
That's a lie. Because if that was true, he probably would have completed it by now.
I don't come here every Saturday.
You come here every Saturday. You don't get 4 every Saturday.
Oh, no, I meant like 4 a month. You know, one
Oh,
every Saturday.
I got you. Yes, he is here every Saturday, and sometimes during the week.
Don't tell me. My
Oh,
boss
I'm sorry.
doesn't know that. Well, they do now. It's okay. And what are they gonna do?
I thought we were trying to hide that from Chrissy, not necessarily your.
Oh, she knows. You know, I
She's
tried
just
to
not
hide
happy
it the
about it.
first 2 months, but I was like, if we're gonna divorce, we're gonna divorce. Forget it.
Oh my gosh.
Forget.
Divorced
I'm not
over
hiding
tea.
anything. Oh man, but
That's hysterical.
you know, it would be cool for winners, I guess, to show off that they won a Golden Leaf pendant that we
I
will
was kind
bring
of thinking
in.
that too.
Yeah.
Like a coin or like or a key thing. I mean, a key thing probably makes more sense because you can keep it on your keys, obviously. But see, when I want to invest in that, I want to make sure it is bomb.com because it can't just be anything, and it has to be something that I 100% love because I don't want to have to redesign it later.
Right.
And that would just irritate me.
Because your logo is perfect for
I love my
stuff like
logo.
that.
When we were getting ready to open Golden Leaves, we were trying to figure out a name, and we had other names. I couldn't even tell you what they were, but I knew the logo for this. Like I had everything already up here. Like it was done. Like we were messing around with other names, and I'm like, I mean that's a cool name, but I don't know what kind of logo it would be. But we instantly were all. Of course, my mom doesn't understand. You know, she's not a Harry Potter nerd, so she doesn't get it.
Yeah.
She's just like, it's pretty. That's what she does.
See, I'm such a history nerd. I thought it was like because I almost had my logo almost like yours. When
Oh,
I started,
really?
yeah. It's gonna
Great
be
minds.
golden. It's gonna be Laurel Wreath Marketing or Golden Laurel Marketing, something like that. And it's the laurel crown, which looks just like yours.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like have an ancient Roman head and a
Yeah.
crown on it. It would have been cool, but I was like, someone. I have a feeling someone has this already. So let's switch it up.
That was definitely a hard thing because, you know, I kept looking up golden leaves, right, to try to find a logo. Like I knew what I wanted it to look like, but I wasn't finding what I wanted. And I found a lot of that, and I'm like, but
Right.
that's not what I want,
Right.
you know? And I'm like, I want it to look like the Golden Snitch, but not like the Golden Snitch. Because, like, my thing was, my Harry Potter nerds are going to be like, that looks just like, and I'm going to be like, it is. But, so the other part of that, too, is the golden part. When I was in junior ROTC in Florida, our like motto, our slogan was "Golden Vengeance," and yeah, that seems very like. "Urgh."
Yeah, that's
So I was
hardcore.
like, I don't know about the vengeance part, you know. I was like, "Urgh, Golden Vengeance" growing up, but now I'm like, I don't know if that's really the most ideal thing. So the leaves obviously comes from the tea leaves. And the golden came from the Golden Vengeance from my slogan growing up. And then the logo represents the Golden Snitch, like my Harry Potter nerdiness. So that's kind of like how all of that ropes together. So yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, you had me excited when you had all the Game of Thrones stuff in here too.
Yeah,
I
but you know
was-
what?
oh,
Like
man.
that wasn't a big mover. It really wasn't. See, I got onto the Game of Thrones train like way late.
Yeah, me too.
Way
Yep.
late. So it wasn't even one of those like I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones today. It was during COVID, and my best friend was like, I don't even know how it happened during COVID. You know, nobody was working, obviously. I was working. I was actually helping a medical supply store at the time. I was there.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I was their social media and website designer. So I was still working on, and I was already remote. So not a whole lot changed for me except for now I had more work to do because obviously the demand was there. But and at the time I lived right next door to my best friend. So Jessie was off work, she was off work, and so we literally like took turns like cooking dinners. Like basically we just like merged our families and we're like, all right, who's cooking dinner today? And I think it happened to be one of those things. It was like, well, you want to watch TV? And I'm like, sure, whatever. And she just puts on Game of Thrones. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's happening. And because she knew I had never seen it. And so she would make these like jokes or like these sayings or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, you have to watch Game of Thrones. It's awesome. You have to watch Game of Thrones. And I'm all like, see, you make fun of me because of Harry Potter. I'm like, everybody is a nerd. It's just a matter of what you nerd
Right.
out on.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm a Harry Potter nerd. She is a Friends nerd. We are Friends nerds. And so then she became a Game of Thrones nerd. So she was like, you have to watch it. Because she was, like, when she was watching it, she was just, like, so mad at the end and stuff. And I'm like, I don't
Right.
really understand what's going on. And so finally, so now, like, it was like a running joke. Like, she put it on and I'm watching it and she's looking at me like this, like, waiting for me to react. Like, because she wants me to have the right reaction.
Right.
And I'm just like, can you stop looking at me? I'm watching it. I got it. And of course, like, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, don't watch it around your children. Definitely
Oh,
do not do that.
Definitely not.
The running joke is Sam is very uncomfortable with like the human body. So of course, like the first episode, I was like, "What is happening?" I mean, you get over that pretty quickly, but
You did? I didn't. We were struggling for
I
episodes.
mean, I like once the shock like dissipated, I guess I was just like, okay, it's one of those shows. All right. So then at that point, I was able like to kind of get past that without it constantly shocking me like every time. We also like watched it. Like there was no
Yeah, you
waiting
binged
either.
it, yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of got numb from like all the sex that was happening. I was like, why? But what does this have to do with the story?
They always throw it in there, and I guess it's to fill time.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. To understand the passion, whatever.
It shocked us though, because everyone, to our shock, 'cause we didn't look up anything till we finished, because it took us a month to finish
Yeah.
like all 8 seasons. It shocked us because Ned Stark was our favorite character from the jump, and well, I'm gonna spoil it. Hell, it's been years. You should already watched it.
Wait, Oh, you're spoiling Game of Thrones,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
Game of
okay,
Thrones.
okay.
Yeah, he gets his head chopped off very first episode.
Dude.
And it's
I
like, this
literally
is her
stood there. I was
favorite.
like,
We're like, he's not
who's
gonna actually gonna
daydreaming?
kill
Is
him.
somebody daydreaming? I'm like, that didn't really happen. Did that really happen? And she's like looking at me. She's like, and I'm like, no. No, you lying. How is he gonna die first? I'm like, what the hell?
You thought he was the protagonist, right?
I mean, I straight up thought he was gonna be like, I'm like in the whole show about these people, and she's just laughing. She's dying
Yeah.
laughing, and I'm like, I don't even know how to feel right now. Like instant first episode, I was like, oh my god, somebody what? That was abrupt.
Yeah, that really hurt. Like, then we got nervous picking characters after that. 'Cause we're like, I don't know who's gonna die. So first, like, I think as soon as Jon Snow pops up,
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is
Heartthrob.
gonna be my guy. You know, I'm rolling with him. He's not gonna die. I feel it.
Right.
You know, then in the end, he gets sent right back to the wall. I was like, I hate this show. I don't even want to watch
Let's be
the
fair
next one.
though, like they need to remake those like last 2 seasons.
I would like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they should. And I mean, like, so the original writers weren't a part of that, like the last 2 seasons, I think.
Right. And the book
And the
wasn't
books
finished.
weren't finished. So, as the author, you know, his ass was like, so this is what I'm thinking. So let's see if that plays out. And then everybody fucking hated it. And then
Right.
he's like, so we're going to scratch that theory. And now I'm going to finish my book. You know, like, are the books finished? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think he's finished with what would be season 8.
No,
yet.
now because House Dragon is
Right.
out. So, like, that's our new baby. We need an ending. We need an official ending. I'm also going to need to officially read the book so that I can. Yeah.
They followed it very closely. I think to
that's what I've
season
heard.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know, so if you like, Joffrey looks a little different in the book. I don't think he's as hateable because the actor did a really good
In the
job.
book?
Yeah, and he was handsome in the book too. So
I mean,
that makes anyone less hateable.
he was like the Draco Malfoy equivalent.
Yeah. I
To-
think he was way worse. Like
No,
I
I
put up
know,
with
but like
Draco.
as far as like, I don't know, like their like facial, like there's similarities as far as
Right.
character looks. I thought kind of seemed similar.
That face, I think, is perfect to be hated for like little boys for some reason.
Little snobby little.
If you're gonna cast one of them, like you gotta put a portrait of Draco up while you're casting these guys.
This is
and
what we're
bring them
going
up.
for, but
Right.
back in the day, yeah.
But yeah,
That's
that's
hysterical.
what I really wanted, because I thought they were gonna do for, I guess, a season 9 or a spinoff. They were gonna follow Arya Stark, who went off to do her own
Yeah.
adventure. We got nothing, and then we went back to the Targaryens, which no one really cared about. After Daenerys, you know. And I was like, this
Okay,
is so
okay,
bizarre.
but here's the thing with that. Here's my biggest thing when we have strong female leads, and like in anything that I have seen, why does she always have to go crazy? Why do we always have to
Yep.
write the female lead to be crazy in order for her? Because God forbid a woman has some power and is not crazy. Like she went through freaking hell, and then at the end you want to just be like, she crazy.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I
There's
didn't
so
like
many
it.
different ways that could have went at the end. They could have freaking ruled together, John and
Could have not made them cousins. That would have been nice. That was just
well,
kinda
they
out of
weren't
left field.
cousins. That was her
Her
nephew.
auntie, yeah, it was
Yeah.
his auntie.
Yeah, like John and Khaleesi could have been rulers together. I mean, let's be honest. John should have been the
Yep.
ruler, but then we're gonna give it to Bran.
That was the most left field thing
Bran.
ever. Bran,
Meanwhile,
I
he's
think.
supposed to know the future for everything, and the whole entire time he's like, nah. And then at the end, he's all like, what up, bitches? Like, but you knew the whole time that was gonna happen.
Like the whole
So-
time he doesn't have a personality. He's like supposed to be the Raven King or something like that.
Yeah.
And then at the end he takes the throne and all of a sudden he has a smile. He's ready to rule. Like he's not even Bran anymore. He's something
Right.
else.
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
So he like an advisor at most is what he should be.
Right.
I thought at least Peter well not. I mean I know his name is not Peter in the show, but Peter Dinklage, the the dwarf guy.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I can't remember his name in the show, but I remember his real name.
Oh my gosh.
I thought he would at least sit on a throne.
No, he wouldn't have. No, but that's my best friend's favorite. Oh my gosh, what is his name?
Can't
That's
remember
gonna
his
annoy me
name.
now. And I knew it like right before you said it.
I can't remember it.
I just remember like his one line. He's like, "I drink and I know things." I'm like, I do that too.
I think the only thing, even at the end, the only thing I didn't like about the show that really aggravated me, and I never advocate for death, but but the way Cersei died was whack. You know, I kind of expected, because she was the main antagonist this whole show, and she dies under some rubble with her incest brother. That I was like, that's not. And then Jamie didn't get to recover himself. He just kind of went back to his old ways, and I thought that was lame. He just had a whole arc where he's supposed to be recovering.
Yeah. Well, there's so much growth, and then they're like, so what do we do with these two? They're still alive. And then I'm pretty sure the writers were probably like, oh shit, they are still alive. So the kingdom's crumbling. So like off-scene stage left, like
Right.
they're gonna crumble over there,
I would have had him like kill her or something for the ultimate redemption,
right?
and then maybe submit himself to the court and
Something.
But I don't know. I'm not a writer.
But I'm not a writer.
Definitely not a writer. So whatever you choose.
We're just speculating. Oh, that's hysterical.
All right, so back to the mall. I was off a crazy. Our podcast we just filmed. I want to go on a side note. We talked for 35 minutes about Dungeons and Dragons, and it started before the podcast came on, so it was like an hour straight. And I was like, guys, we have to get back on track.
See, that sounds like a foreign topic.
It oh, to you?
To me,
yeah, it is, but
I'm
it
all like
wasn't to
Dungeons
them.
and Dragons. I mean, that shit was around when I was a kid. Like, I remember.
This is older than you.
That's what I'm saying. But like, I'm like, that's still happening. I don't understand it at all.
It's more popular than ever now.
Yeah.
Because, they're not considered devil worshippers anymore like they were. So,
See, that's not how I saw them.
yeah, I mean, you're supposed to see them as nerds in the basement. But
Right.
they got judged for being like witchcraft. And it's just a little video game with dragons basically on the tabletop.
Whatever.
But,
I
yeah, it
mean,
was
hell,
crazy.
I'm a witch.
You brew stuff.
That's
I mean,
all right.
she'll be playing soon, so don't worry about that. We've been working on it. I'm not going to bring it up too much 'cause I know how your mind works, so I'm going to sneak it in every once in a while. You'll get
Okay.
interested and you'll play.
Is there like a Harry Potter themed Dungeons and Dragons?
Absolutely.
Shut up.
There is, yeah.
Oh, snap.
There's
Sign me
a
up for
magic
that.
academy you could
Oh. I hope my husband's ready to divorce me because I'm about to.
play. You know what? He seems like he would play. I've only saw him twice.
He
but
probably would.
I think he would.
But he wouldn't play the wizard one because he's not a wizard. He's not.
I could.
He's
I
not
could
even a
chorus him.
muggle. He can't even be a
He's
muggle.
not even a muggle.
No, he's not even a muggle. You know what he is? He's a squib. Squib. And for
Oh,
those
man.
who don't know, a squib is a magical being with no magical powers. That's what he is because he wants to be a wizard, but he doesn't know squat about Harry Potter. We have little trinkets out there, and I was like, name this character, and it was Ron, and he got that right, which honestly, how can you get that wrong? And of course, you're gonna get Harry Potter, lightning bolt, whatever. I showed him the character of Luna, and I was like, name that character, and he's all like, Powerpuff Girl. I was like, I am done with you. And then I was like, you know what? Redemption, right? I'm like, name that Powerpuff Girl. No, he couldn't do it.
Oh, man.
He couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So not only did he disrespect Harry Potter, he also disrespected Powerpuff Girls.
I didn't know you like Power. I would love Powerpuff Girls growing up. It's like,
Powerpuff Girls are the shit.
those are my cartoons.
And they're not crazy.
One of
I mean,
them is.
Buttercup might
Yeah,
be.
but Buttercup's a little.
Buttercup might
she's a
have
little
some.
wild.
She might be a little unsteady, but I liked her the most.
You know, did we talk about your soon and upcoming book wall last time?
We didn't. No. No, there's a lot going on here.
There is. And I
There's a
kind of want to
lot.
talk about some of the events you run here with
Okay.
Spider-Man and
Spider-Man.
Alice in Wonderland group you have.
Yes.
Yeah, so where do you get that from? When do you schedule it?
So we try to do an event every month. Now, the last event that we had was in July. So August and September are kind of like fluffer months because everybody's getting back into the groove of school and last minute vacations. And so August and September usually don't have an event going on because we're prepping for the rest of the year. But we want to have an event every month. That's the goal. In July, we had Spider-Man and Elsa here. Spider-Man, I love Elsa, but Spider-Man was awesome. Spider-Man literally like went all over this place and was taking pictures. He was drinking a tea. He wrote on my wall. He signed up to be a World Tea Club challenge winner. Like he's not completed it yet because this just happened in July.
Right.
But like he played he played his character so well, but then at the same time was so supportive of a small business. And I didn't even know it because I was insanely busy that day. And it wasn't until they sent me the pictures afterwards, I was like, oh my God, these are awesome. I mean, it was just, you didn't have to ask for it. They literally just did it themselves, you know? So it was great. So I definitely want to do that again. This month for October, the shops are collectively doing trick-or-treating, which is October 29th. It's the Saturday before Halloween, indoors 6 to 8. And we are collaborating with Vineyard Church. So they usually do a trick-or-treating, so we are doing trick-or-treating with them. So it's going to be big. It's going to be a big thing. So if anyone's ever been to like the Vineyard stuff that they do, it's going to be that plus extra candy. Like who
Right.
doesn't want extra candy? And the great thing about that is nobody cares about what the weather is because it's inside.
Right.
You know, so you don't have to worry about, all you have to do is just worry about getting out of your car. And then you come in and line up and pass out candy. Everyone usually dresses up. We're going to be Scooby-Doo. We've decided that we're going to do Scooby-Doo this year for my family.
Is Jax, she dressing up?
Okay, so Jax has surgery, so Jax will probably not be here. Jax is our newest employee here, so yeah, so he'll probably not be up for that. But I wanted to. I have been wanting to do the Golden Girls which I mean, can't necessarily do Golden Girls with Jax, but I wanted to do that. Like I had shirts last year and stuff, but you know, normally I don't really have anybody who works on Saturday. I usually just do Saturdays myself. But I really, really, really want to do that. I want to do like the whole like stay golden thing and whatever, you know, or inner Betty White and
Right.
stuff. So
You can dress up as the queen this year.
I'm good.
Why not the queen? I love the queen. She's awesome. That's a trap question. I'm an
That is a
interviewer.
trap question.
Yeah, that's we're. I have to learn the trade of the business. That's one of them.
I
is
had
asking traps.
really no opinion about like
I didn't even know she died. to be
England
honest
or
with you.
whatever. Listen, okay, so funny sad story. I was actually talking to Sheila at Kiss the Bride, and Layla called me, and this is during school, so I'm all like, "Why are you calling me?" So I answer the phone, and she's like all giggly and like slap happy. So that's usually how she is when she's around her friends. So she goes, "The Queen is dead," and I was like, "Okay, I don't really know what that means, but all right." And then she goes, "Okay, bye." And so she hangs up. And I'm just like I just lay my phone down. I look at Sheila and I was like, I don't know what is wrong with that child. And she was like, what? And I was like, she literally, I don't know, her and her friends must be playing some kind of game or something. And I'm like, she just called and was just like, the queen is dead. And so Sheila kind of looked at me and I was like, oh shit, I messed up. And she's like, the queen is dead. And I was like, shut up, for real? I was like, well, I guess that's what she meant. But it was just so like, the queen is dead. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what game you're playing, but glad you're having fun at school.
Just put your daughter under heavy suspicion. Heavy. Where were you at the time of the queen's death?
It has
Were you
been
in school or
done.
were you in Britain?
Right? Yeah, it was really, really weird because I mean, that had happened, but I was working. I wasn't on social media. I had no idea what was going on. But I never really had like a stance or a opinion or anything. But of course, when everyone starts talking about something, I'm one that's all like, And I sit on the sidelines and I just start observing everything. And so I just like start researching and I'm all like, now I want to learn the history of the queen. It's still running. I haven't like fully dived in yet because again, I squirrel out and I forget what I'm doing. So I don't know. I kind of have mixed emotions, like strong leader, strong female leader, hell yeah. But at the same time, it's like, early history and stuff. And I'm all like,
I mean, she's in her 90s. So I was like, an
I
old
mean,
person passing
she's
away.
savage as fuck,
But and then
regardless.
oh, for sure. For
Like,
sure.
I can appreciate that. Sometimes you have to make decisions. I mean, nobody knows. Nobody knows what kind of decisions or she was, I won't say forced to make, but, you make decisions because you are literally a leader to your nation, to your country.
Right.
So, yeah, there are decisions that you might have to make that you don't necessarily believe in, but you believe that it's the best decision for your people. And
Yeah.
nowadays, everybody just loves to dive into the past and be like, oh, you must be racist. Oh, you must be this. But, like, how do you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless I was in the room with her and she literally said some savage words, like, I don't know. She was almost 100 years old. Like, she lived a very long life. I have no opinion. I don't know the lady to have one, so.
The funny thing is, like, I didn't know it had became so politicized because I didn't have an opinion. It's like, older people die all the time. She's been old for a long time. And all I saw was, jokes about Prince William waiting like 70 years. Now he gets to be king.
Right.
Stuff like that. So I didn't know people had turned into politics.
Oh my gosh, it's been like super political,
like, it's Britain.
especially when like Meghan went into the family and stuff. Like it's just been hard, and I'm like,
that was crazy.
me, I'm just like, didn't we like emancipate ourselves from them? So
Right.
like,
why are we following
why
them so
do we
heavily?
care so hardcore about the little stuff?
Yeah.
Like why do I care who Prince Harry married?
Like I had no idea who she was before.
Yeah, until I started researching her again too, and then
Yeah.
like come to find out, she was like, "Oh man, what was the name of that show? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
she
like
was
the
on the
'90s are the
show.
greatest." But I can't remember what the name of that.
I didn't even know there was a Prince Harry till I heard, he married Meghan Markle. I was like, who are both of them?
Right,
To
right,
be
right.
honest with you, I didn't know. Because I live in America and it's
Dude,
Britain.
and you're like, how old are you?
23.
Yeah, you had to think about that.
Yeah,
That's
I had to.
hysterical. I'm like 12 years older than you, and you're like, who are these people? I feel that every day. Like a movie will come out, and I'm like, who this bitch? Like, who this person? And then my kids are all like, oh, that's blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and what they do?
Right?
Where's Julia Roberts? Okay.
I
Somebody
grew up-
bring Patrick Swayze back from the dead because this ain't it.
I grew up with a certain subset of actors. Like Brad Pitt did Troy
Yes.
growing up.
Yes.
Tom Cruise did Top Gun. Pirates of the Caribbean. Like all my actors
Yes.
are kind of older now. They don't really
Yes.
do movies. And Johnny Depp, you know what happened to him. So that's the only time I hear about the actors I know of.
I know.
And then now you have this new ones like
Or
Zendaya. And,
or it's like, well, I like Zendaya. I do like her a lot.
do you?
I'm not really sure if I
She's
like her
okay.
because she was in a Bruno Mars video.
She was?
Versace on the floor?
I didn't know she was in that video.
Yeah.
I'll
love
try
me-
not to watch Bruno Mars videos
love me some
because
Bruno
Grenade
Mars.
really really made me sad. That was an old video. So after that, no more Bruno Mars
I
music.
love me some Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars so much that
Oh, what time is
it
it?
will force people to hate being around me. But like literally,
an
like
hour
in the
already?
car, I will literally be like singing some songs. I love it. I love Bruno Mars.
So we got
And
7
Silk
minutes
Sonic.
left already.
Oh damn! And we didn't even talk about what we originally said we were going to talk about.
Okay, so next 7 minutes, I will fill the gap in. So here's what I wanted to talk about, right? And it's been something that's been burning me for I guess I shouldn't say burning me, something that's been poking. I shouldn't say poking me, something that's been needling me for a year now since I started my company, and it's hard to get people to collaborate and work together, right? For a common goal, for your two businesses to come together for one goal, or for two to do things together for each other,
Right.
right? So
Well, yeah, because you never know. You never know people's true intentions. So, like, are you collabing because you like what I do? Or are you collabing because you like what I do, but now you want to do what I do? Like, you become territorial because this
Right.
is your livelihood. This is your living. So, I mean, I get that way when people come in and they want a job, and I just am like, why do you want a job here? And and I ask, like, oh, what brought you in, and they're like, I just love it here. I just love it's so cozy, and Jax tells me that all the time. He'll be like, I'll have him do something, and he'll be like, yeah, no problem, and he'll do it, and or I'll be like, hey, sorry to bother you, and he'll be like, you're not bothering me.
He told
I'm
me that too,
literally
yeah.
at work, and I'm like, I know, and which I have to catch myself, because he literally told me that he's like, I like coming to work. I like getting up and being like, I get to go to work today. She's like, I get to go to work today. And I'm like, that is the sweetest thing I've ever
Right.
heard. And I'm like, okay. And, Jax is like, no, you're doing good. Like, you're really patient. And I'm like, really? Because I don't feel that way. Like, internally, I'm all like, "Wah." But see, I also understand not everybody learns like I do. So, but at the same time, like, okay, yeah, it's a comfortable environment, but we still got to get stuff done.
Right.
It's not just us, chilling with our tea and just like hoping the shit gets done. When customers come in, then it's no longer, cozy. It's
Right.
time to make some money. And then when the customer leaves, when everything, they're like, yeah, we have a lot of downtime, but there's always something that needs to get done. But yeah, no, that's hard. Collaboration is hard because either you want to collab with people who you think are on your same playing field, and then you quickly find out that they're not, and sometimes you feel trapped because you may respect them as a person, but their business plan or path is not like yours. It doesn't have to be the same, but they're not active. And so when you have an active business path with a stagnant business path, like basically you're dragging dead weight.
Right.
And
Right.
so relationships like that usually end up bad because nobody knows how to hurt somebody's feelings, and then they wind up hurting the feelings because you want them just cutting the limb off. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's hard. Like I'm getting a T-shirt. One of my first career marketing T-shirts is going to be "Answer Your Email," because I also work as a consultant, a business consultant, and it's one of the first things I do. It's like whenever you get any type of email from another business, whether it's a sale, a collaboration, or there's someone to buy your product, why are you just answering the ones that buy your product?
Right.
Right. Your business is only grown 5% in 30 years because you don't you don't answer other businesses'
Yeah.
calls.
Well, and you know what that too is? All the scamming that
Right.
happens.
Right.
I mean, I get text scams all the time. You know how many Yeti
Mm-hmm.
coolers I've won? I mean, they haven't arrived, even though the email says it's already been shipped.
Yeah.
Where's my Yeti cooler?
Right.
Just joking. But no, but seriously, like I really could. Like I could pull up all these emails with like Yeti cooler winner, and I'm all like, cool. All right, I'll let you know when my Yeti cooler arrives. But that's a thing. Like right now, I'm getting ready to like mass message all the World Tea Club members who are getting ready to close out their year, and I'm like super nervous because
Are they finishing before me? They're finishing
Yeah,
to
they're-
get the cup already?
there's people before you.
Shit, man. I was trying to be first.
Oh no, we've had our first for a while.
Oh, already?
Yes,
You
Miss
tricked
Linda.
me. You tricked me.
No, Miss Linda. Do you remember Miss Linda? I think you've seen her in here. Older lady.
It's a lot of older ladies. In here.
Yeah, that's true. But she's super nice.
It's a lot of super nice older ladies.
She
in
is
here.
super nice. I'm gonna turn that off.
Okay.
But
We'll close
anyways, but I worry because like I want to message them, but I don't want them to think that I'm scamming them, and I'll be like, no, there's a real person that's sending you this text message. So let me turn that off. Hold on.
It's all right. We'll close up because I think it's almost 9 o'clock anyway. So, well, it's been a Career Marketing Podcast, a traveling businessman. Here at Golden Leaves, as you can see, beautiful background. You have to come and see the rest of it. It truly is cozy, and she puts in the work to make it cozy. You know, things don't just turn out cozy. She puts in the work to make things cozy. So, where can we find all the Golden Leaf stuff? All your social media? How do we contact you?
Yes, I've got Facebook, so it would be facebook.com/goldenleavesky. And then I'm on Instagram as Golden Leaves KY as well. And we do have a website, and you can order any of our stuff, our products up front, our teas in the back. You can also order from our food and drink menu, and that is goldenleavesky.com.
Right in the Richmond Mall, right off the bypass. Okay, it's not hard to find. So bring your ass in here.
Woohoo!
All right, well, thank you for having me. Thank you for
Yes.
having me. We'll close this one out.
Sweet.
Part 2.
Dun, 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 dun.
Kind of funny, you joined in, all right, and I didn't think